So we've got a banking crisis, and we've had two banks fail, and we understand unrealized losses, and we understand that the Fed is underwater. But this is just the first leg of this crisis. I want you to be aware of the commercial loan business. The commercial loans operate differently. They basically take a loan on a building for 5 years, and then they have to refinance it at 5 years. So if you bought a building in 2018, you're refinancing this year, and the cost of your loan service is going to go up by about 100%. This is the second leg, and I want to take you to your city and show you exactly what's going to happen to the commercial loan business and how this is the second leg of the banking crisis, and you need to be aware of it.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
So the question is, how big is this commercial property bubble that is going to explode over the next 5 years as interest rates are higher and these people have to refinance? Well, what I did was go to a website. It's called Loopnet, and it proclaims that it is going to show me all the bank-owned properties that are available in the United States. In my community of Birmingham, Alabama, they showed me 111. Now, I can't really believe that the banks really own that much commercial property, but whether they do or these are the commercial owners trying to get rid of their own property, it's really irrelevant. This is what's happening within our community. How big is it? Well, the commercial real estate business, as you can see here from LoopNet, is $2.5 trillion of loans are going to mature over the next 5 years. So if they took their loan out in 2018 at probably a rate of somewhere in the neighborhood of 5%, and now they got a refinance and it's at 10%, their cost of servicing that loan just doubled. They're also current occupancy rate in commercial buildings is 65%. Regional banks own 80% of these loans, and it represents 38% of regional banks' assets. So let's look at what's happening in Birmingham, Alabama. As I told you, there are 111 commercial buildings for sale. Look to this one on the right here. This is a building that actually is going to go up for auction on May the 1st. And it's a starting bid is $3 million. Now, I got interested and I said, I wonder what that beautiful building was. Well, I found out it's a building that was built in 1997, and it's Wells Fargo's division, a brokerage, real estate brokerage office. It's empty. It's empty, and Wells Fargo is trying to auction it off at $3 million. Let's look a little bit deeper. And what I'm going to encourage you to do is when this video is over, I'm going to encourage you to go to Loopnetcom and type in your city and see what's happening in the commercial real estate in your city, and you get a little bit more familiar with what this might mean to the banking system. Again, understand that 80% of these buildings that are financed through your regional banks. This might be why there's a rumor that there were 20-some private jets in Omaha, Nebraska this last week. And the speculation is these were regional bankers showing up for a meeting with Warren Buffett to see if he doesn't want to go into the banking business. Let's look a little bit deeper at what the scope of what these 111 offerings are. To better gauge and understand the commercial real estate market right now, I'd suggest you go to loopnet.com and type in your community up here and just get a feel for what's going on in the commercial real estate market in your community, and then make a decision of how you think that's going to affect your stock portfolio or the stock market as a whole. As I said, it's very convenient. It shows you a list of those properties that, as I understand it, are in the hands of the bank right now. The regional banks are trying to liquidate these properties. Here's a O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Here's a Hardee's store. Here's a church. Here's a business building that's not too far from where I live. And here's another retail building. This looks more like a office building. This is a shopping center or a vending company. They're asking $1.5 million for this building. Apparently, these people went out of business, came to the bank, said, here's the keys, here's an express oil change. You take over at bank, where the business is failing, you find somebody to come in here and open a Mexican restaurant or an Indian restaurant or whatever. Here's an office building that I'm familiar with that apparently is not able to stay in business. So we are seeing here the commercial position that the banks are in, but we're also getting a inside view of what's happening to business as interest rates are going up, as we're coming out of the pandemic, and they're trying to survive. And as I say, 111 of them, it's an endless list. Here's a building downtown that's 5,000 square feet that's trying to be sold. This is another Hardee's restaurant. This is real estate sitting empty, and the banks are trying to unload it. This looks like something of maybe an apartment building or an office building. There is no shortage of them, and you can see on the map. So go to your city and see what the situation is, and then you make an assessment. What is this going to do to the banks? Again, 80% of these properties are owned by regional banks. The banking system is going to be restructured. We don't know. We have seen the tip of the iceberg, and the rest is yet to come. What do you and I do with this newfound information, with this look behind the curtain that has been kept from us up until now? Well, I think what I can share with you, if you're a part of my Discord, you know that I liquidated a tremendous amount of stock yesterday, and I'm currently at 50% cash and looking to make a few little more gains on some of my other stocks, and I'm going to increase that percentage of cash because I feel right now like I'm looking back at the subprime crisis of 2009, and I'm Michael Berry, and I'm saying, my goodness, this thing is about to crash, and I need to get out of the way of it. Now, there are some companies that have plenty of money, Apple, Google, Amazon, Microsoft. They have plenty of money. Their stock price may go down, but the company is not threatened. What I'm saying to you right now is the regional banking system is broken. It's broken with the unrealized gains, and they got on the wrong side of the yield curve. It's now broken as I think you see in the commercial banking segment. After that, you're going to have car loans that are going to be repossessed, and think about this. They now have a portfolio of assets that are underwater. They have the keys in the maintenance room for thousands of here in Birmingham, 111 buildings. Now they're going to fill their parking lot with repossessed automobiles, and then they're going to start going after the people who bought the big homes with their gains in ARK Invest in Tesla, and now can't afford the mortgage payments on the homes. So this is the world of regional banking right now. How does that affect you? Get out of the way of it. Let this settle. It will settle. We have a future in front of us. It's called artificial intelligence, machine learning. You've hopefully discovered ChatGPT, and you're going to have an avatar in every part of the digital world. So the world is going to be a better place in the future. But today, it's going to get uglier. And it's going to get uglier because our banking system, and I got a comment on when I basically said the Federal Reserve is insolvent, and someone said, these people are smarter than you in Washington, and they understand what they're doing. No, they don't. No, they don't. This is all new ground to them. They have never been in this part of the forest before, and they're learning as they go. And when they screw up, guess who gets left holding the bag? It's the investor, the person who is just sitting back enjoying the wonderful fruits of Tesla going up and ARK Invest and Bitcoin, and then the ceiling comes crashing down and they say, what just happened? Well, I'm here to tell you what's about to happen. Get to cash, sit on the sidelines, and watch this circus go by. Let's talk more about this tomorrow.